Hollywood. Mother, teacher, secret lover. Every time we take a seat in the cinema and point our faces to the colourful pictures showing explosions and people pretending to be other people, we're learning something. Like how you can never understand what Tom Hardy is saying, or that Bill Murray is certifiably insane. But shock horror, Hollywood also lies to us, right to our goddamn faces. The sheer nerve. It tells us that we can do things or survive events that real life just won't play ball with. And because we here at What Culture Towers are looking out for your best interests, we felt that we needed to make a list debunking some of these venomous coercions. With this in mind, I'm Jules of WhatCulture.com, and here are 10 giant lies told by movies that will definitely kill you. Number 10. Cars can jump great heights. Fast and Furious 6 is a massive middle finger to science. Apparently in this world, cars are pretty much indestructible as long as the main character is driving them, so there's clearly nothing stopping these cars from being fired through the air, landing impossibly and continuing to drive at huge speeds, no matter how far they fall or how visibly damaged they are. In reality, if you so much bump your car, it'll probably fall to pieces, crumbling like a poorly made tin can with you inside it. This goes doubly for a high-performance sports or muscle number because they're just not made to be thrown around like Matchbox cars. They're not even really made to be driven on real roads, and let's not even get started on airbags. Number 9. Hiding behind a table or car door in a gun battle. Hollywood says that if you find yourself trapped in a two-way battle exchanging shots from across the room while cowering behind a table or bin or really just about anything big enough to cover your vital organs, you'll be absolutely fine, especially when it's made of wood or thin-pressed sheet metal. In reality, bullets, which tend to be made of hard metal and propelled at vast speeds, tend not to be stopped by wood or thin metal or even handily placed Bibles or plot devices hidden in your pocket. They might be diverted slightly, perhaps, but actual real science would suggest that Jesus the novel ain't gonna stop it. Number 8. It's fine to get knocked out a lot. Most heroes worth their salt have endured a beating at one point or another. It's how a director sells the drama and makes the superhero human a little more able to convey some real threat. So when James Bond gets a sharp bop on the head and wakes up in a dark, wet room with his testicles precariously posed over a hole in a suspiciously uncomfortable chair, we find ourselves thinking, oh dears, he might be in a bit of a pickle. But in reality, being knocked out a lot or even once, in fact, can be fairly catastrophic for your health. It can leave some pretty serious brain injuries and can often lead to death. Even a mild concussion can seriously ruin your day. A few minutes of being knocked out is enough to be seriously concerned, and characters like Bond tend to lose whole hours in order for their assailants to tie them up and relocate them to some dungeon or torture palace. In truth, Bond should be a barely functioning zombie by now. Or dead. Number 7. Poison can always be sucked out. Bitten by a highly venomous snake? No problem, my friend. Simply wrap your lips around the wound, suck out the poison, and then spit it out like the boss you are. There'll be no side effects at all, and death will surely be avoided. And if the bite wound is in a difficult place, just get a friend to suck it out for you, possibly with hilarious and sexy consequences. Right, well, even if you did start sucking your mate's bite bump, the blood system would have taken the bad through the rest of your body. Also, you should probably think twice about putting poison in your mouth anyway, because that's just not good practice even at the best of times. Any contact with poison is going to have consequences, and putting it in your mouth where it can be ingested is a quick recipe for disaster. Number 6. Chopping your arm off is fine. Hand-to-hand combat with pointy weapons can often lead to dismemberment. But that's no reason to be glum. As Luke Skywalker, Anakin Skywalker, and Hannibal Lecter have proven, a lopped-off limb is pretty easy to overcome even when there's a slight delay to you receiving full professional medical care. And even if you do lose multiple limbs, or in fact all of them like RoboCop or Monty Python's Black Knight, you'll be fine. In reality, however, massive trauma like a removed limb would spell disaster. Limbs include such important things as major blood vessels, and severing them is a pretty good way to lose an awful lot of blood. And in case you've never paid any attention to simple biology at all, blood is pretty important. Without immediate response like pressure or even better a tourniquet on the wound, you'll lose consciousness very quickly, and it's unlikely going to leave you just feeling a little groggy if you do wake up. Number 5. Dodging machine guns is easy as pie. If you're a hero in a cornball action film facing off against a horde of M16 wielding henchmen, there's no reason to panic. The henchmen, who were probably just drafted in from a local street gang that morning and given no training in combat whatsoever, probably couldn't hit a cow's backside with a banjo, let alone you in a hail of bullets. They'll shoot a wall behind you, the floor, the ceiling, and each other before they get a sweet shot, so you can probably just run away from the bullets or towards them to disarm them. However, if you face off against an AK-47 or something like that in real life and you try to run away from it, or face it, or just stand there, you're gonna get shot. An automatic weapon spews bullets at a frightening rate, and hiding in the gaps between bullets is pretty much impossible. In all honesty, Hollywood lies about pretty much everything to do with guns, from the effects of the bullets to the way the bullets react with human bodies, even how the guns themselves react to being fired. So you know what, it's probably best to just avoid guns altogether, okay? Number 4. Landing in a dumpster is safe. While escaping secret agents or attempting to catch a rare albino pigeon, falling from a great height shouldn't be classed as a particularly dangerous thing, provided you have something nice and soft like a dumpster or at least a pile of garbage to fall on. Because, according to the rules of Hollywood, such things can ignore the rules of gravity and physics and absorb all of the force your body creates in falling. And of course, the trash will never include broken glass or hard pointy things because everyone is responsible and takes them to recycling centres like good citizens. Now, in real life, can you honestly say you'd want to leap off the local Lidls into their bins? No, I thought not. So potentially, you would get the following if you were to do it. Broken bones, covered in filth, and possibly poisoned. No thank you, please. Number 3. Lava is fine as long as you don't actually touch it. Lava is a great staging device. It looks all angry and cool and can add infinite danger to any situation. But according to movies, as long as you don't actually touch it, you'll probably be totally fine. But in reality, lava is hot. Like, really, really hot. And with all things that exude a lot of heat, it's not just a matter of touching the actual source that leads to burns, because the air created above the fire can be just as hot and dangerous as the flame itself. And if cooking for extended periods of time makes you feel uncomfortable, then imagine the effect of being anywhere near lava, which is usually around 2000 degrees Fahrenheit. Discomfort isn't really the right word. In actuality, coming close to lava will actually melt you. You will literally burst into flames. There's just no diluting that fact. Number 2. Tie a rope around your waist to save you from falling. When scaling great heights, make sure you take every precaution to preserve your health by tying a rope or fire hose around your waist in case you slip. This will probably hurt maybe slightly, especially if your back was recently broken, but at the end of the day, you'll probably be totally fine when you fall from a huge height. However, in real life, this would have about the same effect as hanging someone. So for all those heroes who think tying something around their waist and jumping from a great height is a good idea, there's likely to be a similar result. Bruce Wayne already had a broken back, or at least a few protruding vertebrae, and falling from the height that Wayne does in the pit should have killed him outright, or at least snapped him in half like some sort of very smug, very rich twig. And number 1, bombs are really easy to disarm. Films like Lethal Weapon 2 have taught us that there's no need to worry if a bomb is discovered in your immediate vicinity, even if you're on the toilet, because chances are the planter will have labelled it as clearly as an IKEA catalogue. There'll be a giant stopwatch with some nice big numbers to let you know how long you've got left before the big kaboom, and all the wires will be colour-coded for convenience. And someone will probably sweep in and disarm it at the last minute anyway. Now, in real life, if you spot a bomb, run. Run very fast and very far and call the police. Anyone who is willing to make a bomb to take life isn't going to be that considerate or that helpful. They'll be sneaky and devilish in their attempts to cause maximum damage, and the likelihood of them having a nice clock and colour-coded wires designed to help somebody disarm it is slim to none. And unless they happen to be making bombs out of a 1990s alarm clock, they're not going to look anything like what you've seen in movies. So yeah, as said before, run. And that's our list. Do you have any more movie life lessons best left unlearned? Well, let us know about them in the comments section below. And if you want to come tell me about how I've sucked all the fun out of life like some deadly poison, you can do so here on my personal Twitter, RetroJ0. If you've enjoyed the video, then like, share and subscribe for more. As always, I've been Jules for WhatCulture.com, and I'll see you soon.